Hey guys, what's up? It's Play Jake, and today we are about to watch the DayZ trailer that was released sort of in the hype of Xbox game preview because, DayZ is going to be coming to the Xbox August 29th. And so anyways guys, the trailer's really good. It's for the whole game overall, and we're just going to watch it together, and then afterwards I'm going to talk about it, kind of analyze it, and update you guys that may not be aware on what's been changing with the game, what's been happening, and where's the game going. If you guys are already experts on this, you may not find too much enjoyment out of the second half of the video, which I do understand. But if you haven't seen the trailer, you should stick around and watch that. Otherwise, guys, I hope you guys stick around and listen to just kind of what's been changing with the game. It's for you guys to just understand, because a lot of people think nothing's changed in the past freaking year, and that there's just been, a few more cosmetics, a few more guns. So we're going to talk about that, but here is the new trailer.
Anybody out there? Do you hear me? Let me be the first to welcome you to the end. Uncivilization. We're in a shitstorm, brother, and the forecast ain't about to change anytime soon. Society has fallen. Now it's every man for himself. Stay alive. This place will test you, beat you down, bleed you dry. If you let it.
Alright guys, so I'm here now to go ahead and talk about that DayZ trailer we just watched, which, well, as you saw at the end, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. It is coming to Xbox Game Preview on August 29th, and people in the comments, people are joking like, oh, August 29th of, what year, but really guys, it is coming August 29th of 2018 here, which is not that far away. In fact, it's 7 days from when I'm recording this, which is pretty cool, and I don't know if that I'm guessing that means, it's going to be out and for sale for anybody who wants to go ahead and get into the early access program, which I'm not going to stand here and try to convince you to join it. Honestly, you guys need to be aware this game has been in early access for a long time. And today we're going to be actually going through watching this trailer, kind of just discussing with, and if any of you guys are new to the channel, basically I'm going to be telling you guys maybe part of the new direction the game's going, what has actually changed in the past 4 years of development or 3 years of development, whatever, because a lot of you guys may be thinking, gosh, are they just making a new trailer and finally getting it out on Xbox? Have they just been adding new clothes, new guns? Is that all they did is, make this old crappy game, adds a couple new features, and then port it to Xbox? And I'm going to be here to tell you guys today about what's different, and we're also going to kind of go through this trailer and point out some of the things that I think, well, it shows a couple new features, and actually point out some of the things that may show what kind of direction the game is going now. So to start off, the trailer starts off here with the guy laying on the beach, which obviously, if you guys don't know, in DayZ, that's where you spawn, generally is right on the coast. And if it's not right on the coast of the beach, you might be 1,000 to 2,000 meters inland, 1 to 2 kilometers inland, but still relatively close to the coast. And it shows kind of how he died, we assume here. So it kind of shows the new animations here of the guy waving the flare here, or the torch, which, by the way, guys, there's new animations for holding the torches. There's an entirely new animation system and new lighting effects around all types of fire and anything that actually produces light. In fact, guys, I gotta go ahead and say this, even though we're supposed to be just analyzing the trailer. If you guys aren't aware, basically what the team has been doing for the past couple years in the background, and actually completely for the last year, is developing an entirely new engine built for DayZ and future Arma games, because they decided, what's making our development take so long and be so bad, is this old engine we're trying to build DayZ on. If we actually want to make this thing ever run well on PCs and even at all possible on consoles, we need to create a new engine. And also if they just want to make the game good in general. So they said, we've already taken so long in development time, let's actually make this thing good. or at least try to, and let's make this a new engine. So that's what they've done. I'm not going to guarantee it's the best engine ever. I'm not going to guarantee DayZ has a completely bright future, but if anything, guys, it has shown they're not just going to sit there and try to force in new features and make the game incredibly buggy. They're actually going to make this game at its core stable, and that's the main push for DayZ, is to have an actual base stable game, not a crappy stable game, or not a crappy core game with a ton of features on top of it. We want the opposite. We want a really good core game, and then features to be added over time that work well with this core game. At least that's what I want, and I think the majority of people want. If you don't want that, mods are going to be coming to the game very soon. If you guys weren't aware of that, I'm going to be having a video come out pretty soon here covering mods coming to DayZ Standalone. And honestly, guys, a lot of people are saying, I hate the DayZ dev team. Mods are what made Arma 2 good, or Arma 2 DayZ good. The mod was always better. Well, guess what? If you trust modders more, they're going to have even more control over DayZ Standalone once that's out. And honestly, modders might be what saves the game. So subscribe if you want to see a video where I discuss about that in a couple days or week or whatever. Anyways, back to the game, or the trailer. So these guys are waving torches around. You got the wolves barking at you, which, yes, wolves are in the game, as of about, the last stable update, but also they've been reintroduced to the, 0.63 experimental. So there, there was a campfire and some, we got the wolves that may have killed him. Maybe he died at the Northwest Airfield, which, we see this plane here, and that is a plane at the Northwest Airfield that's been added. We don't really know what they're going to do with it. It may just be aesthetic. There might be loot spawning in it. Maybe one day this will be a sort of crash site that spawns in special places on the map. Who knows, but it is a new aesthetic added to the entirely redone Northwest Airfield. If you guys weren't aware, they have completely redone the Northwest Airfield. It is so cool, so much bigger, way more places for loot, way more places for action. And honestly, it seems like they've built the Northwest Airfield around having a high population server, because if you guys didn't know, they also plan on revving up the server count to at least 80, if not even 100 players in the future, which is really cool. And I think DayZ really needs it, because currently it's kind of hard to get that player interaction. We move forward here. He goes back to him waking up on the beach, and, he hears the radio start calling out to him, which they've also done quite a bit of work around the radio systems. Basically, walkie-talkies are now, there's a new name for them. They work only somewhat locally, so they'll travel for quite a good distance, a few kilometers, or maybe even, I don't know how many it's up to, but as you get farther away, it's more staticky sounding. But they have a portable, backpack radio that is, it'll work, I believe, almost all the way across the map, and these, backpack radios can also speak to the local radios. It's just that it may be harder for the local radios to speak to each other at long distances. Also, just for your information, they've added some stations, some radio stations. So, or at least at the altar place, there's a station, and I believe they may add one up at TechZee. We'll have to see, but there is already one at the altar place, which is a bit farther west of Gorka, which is really, really cool, and I believe it's going to be a global, or at least, map-wide radio transmission, as long as you can power it up with a battery. Also on the radio note, in most of the decently sized towns, they have an intercom system set up. So basically in certain buildings, like in Berezino or in Staroy, whatever city you can think of, you'll be able to bring a car battery in and power up this intercom system and speak into it. Basically, you'll be able to talk over an intercom to the entire city. Tell everybody, hey, if you're in the city, you better get out now. We're going to shoot you up, or just, play some stupid music, whatever you want to do. But basically it'll be really cool, because if you hear somebody talking over the intercom, there's somebody at this station, and it's going to be able to it'll be able to bring some PvP action in and create more dynamic events, which is really, really cool. Moving forward, he picks up the radio. Some American voice tells him, we're in a shitstorm here, blah, blah, blah. And, the radios they have multiple channels. You can turn them on and off. They run off batteries that can die over time, if you're unaware with how DayZ works. That is more, you can tell that's kind of like a cinematic animation there. That's not really how the game look exactly. But then we get to here, and these are actual, shots of the game. I believe that's actually up above Electro there, which is really cool looking. Got all this dynamic lighting. Then we got the Cherno shot here, and what's been done with Cherno is it's actually been it's not been as redone as the Northwest Airfield per se, but it's been reworked quite a bit. There's an entirely new police station that fits, it shouldn't be that a small town with a police station has the exact same police station size as a big city like Cherno, so they've actually revved up what the police station looks like. It's a lot bigger, looks like it fits the bigger town. Still got the classic broken building with the plane in it. Really, really cool, and honestly, I really hope they move some of these spawns over towards the Cherno area, because currently, it's just such a far run down the coast for loot that isn't that good necessarily. So I really think they need to scoot some of the spawns over to the west. That way they get more people interacting in Cherno, because it's such a fun city to play in, personally, I think. And also, it just moves people closer to Balota, and moves people closer to even like the Pavlovo military base. Everything on the west side of the map is really... Zelenogorsk right now, there's not a big reason to go to Zelenogorsk. So moving people farther to the west with spawns, I think is a good idea. Not necessarily more inland, but just farther west on the coast. Anyways, we go, little shot of Cherno there again. We're back to Electro. We can see here there's actually, the car spawns there normally, but the barrels in the road, I believe they've actually manually spawned in. There's even like a gas tank over there, and maybe like another, on the left side of the screen here, maybe some other base building aspects, because if you guys didn't know, the oil barrels can actually store items semi-permanently. It's part of the base building aspect. And also, of course, we can see next to the car, there's either a generator or some more, maybe a battery, I don't remember. I don't know if that's supposed to represent working on the cars or whatever it is. But guys, base building will be coming to DayZ standalone in some aspect, along with, vehicle vehicles and helicopters, etc. So that's really cool. Moving forward again, we see another shot of I believe it's the Solnichny factory area. There's actually a guy up here on top. They don't make that too obvious, but he's up there standing. Looks really cool. And they've got these birds flying by. I don't know if that will be more of a thing we see. I hope it is, because I would like to see, if you shoot a gun in the city or something, maybe birds squawk and fly off, even if it's just not really there, like you can't really shoot the birds, that's fine. I think it'd still be really cool just to see it happen. And because, like, if you ever played a game like Hunt Showdown, when you walk past an area of crows, it's really loud and it gives away your position, and I think that'd be something cool to add to the stealth factor of DayZ. We go forward a little bit more, we see shot near some more barrels and a police car. It says, this game will test you, blah, blah, you need to survive. Guy reloads an AK, showing some of the new animations, which again, guys, this is built on an entirely new engine with tons of new, every single gun has been redone with animations. In fact, if you don't see if you come out and start, testing DayZ pretty soon here and you don't see some of your favorite guns like the SKS, the M4 and the Mosin actually just got added back in, you might be wondering, like, what the heck, these have been in the game forever, why aren't they in the game now? And the reason is they're completely redoing all the animations for each gun. They've got, each pistol has its own, slightly different animations. It's not like every reload is the exact same. There's going to be jamming animations. The guy hits the gun to get the bullet fixed. They just look really cool. Take an AK sometime if you don't have a mag and try to chamber the weapon. You can stick a single bullet into the gun if you want to and shoot it in single fire every single time, manually reloading it. And there's some really good animations for it. So we get another shot of Electro here with, that whole help thing on there. Just really, it's kind of showing some of the atmosphere of the game. To be fair, guys, everybody knows DayZ isn't as action-packed as the trailer, makes it look right here. We got the guy reloading, some intense music, getting shot at, a million zombies in the woods, lightning striking, all these things. These events happen, and when they happen, they're awesome. But, don't get the wrong idea. It's not like every moment of the game is action-filled. Obviously, that wouldn't make for much of an atmospheric game, and it's just not realistic. But, they do show you these kind of events, and they can happen. There are lightning strikes in game. Some cool weather events. The rain looks really nice after the new update. Graphics are really well, and look really well. And I wanted to tell you guys this too. The game is running very, very well. And in fact, if you haven't seen the Xbox gameplay, go out and find some. It looks really good, and it's actually running very well. People that have tested it out, check out Septic Falcon's channel. He was very surprised at how he's like, this game looks almost as good as it does on my computer. That's not really fair. But for you Xbox guys, that's really cool. And for any of you that are concerned about the development of the console, being like, hey, this is going to slow down PC development, Microsoft has actually, funded some of this and actually given the dev team the ability to have a small separate team, not even at their main office, just there to go ahead and port the game over. And they say that all the work done for Xbox is actually they do work for the PC and it's immediately transferable to the Xbox version. It doesn't even take really any separate work. So according to them, it's really not a big deal to work on the PC version and then it immediately goes to Xbox. It's not like PUBG where they have to work drastically on two separate games, and one game gets way behind the other. The only thing PC is going to have over console, at least currently, is modding, which that is a really big thing. But I'm glad they're leaving some of the big stuff for PC, and I think modding will be just something for PC. And it's not guaranteed that the console will never have it. It's just guaranteed that PC will, and the current plan is for console not to have it. We have a guy come up here with his sledgehammer, swing at the main person. And again, guys, the whole fighting melee system has been redone as well. You can do blocking. There's heavy attacks, light attacks. So just come out and check it out for yourself sometime if you're already on the game. Scopes have been redone. They're actually a 3D render now. As you swing the gun around, you can see the inside of your scope. They've got more, reflections on them. They look really, really cool. You'll have to try it out yourself. That's a funny shot there. Another guy with a sledgehammer. They sure like guys attacking with sledgehammers, but Again, we got this new cool DayZ animation with you can see the zombie moving in the background. I don't even know if that's new, it just looks really cool. They say this place will test you, it'll make you bleed. And I think that kind of shows the direction they're going. This is still a survival game. They're not trying to, when you play DayZ, you shouldn't expect it to be like open world PUBG. When you play PUBG, every building you go into, 90% of the time is going to have a gun with plenty of ammo, some drinks, medical, whatever. This is not like that. This is not, guns everywhere, shoot all the time. This is a survival game too at its core, if not at its core only a survival game. So it's really just kind of showing the direction. If that's not for you, I don't expect you to get it, and neither do they. But it is going to be really fun, personally, I think. And, I'm looking forward to it. They say it'll make you bleed, all these things. There's new changes to where the whole damage system, if you get shot 20 times in the foot, in real life, 20 shots to the foot isn't necessarily going to kill you. It's going to be shots to vital organs, and, you could die from bleeding out in the small amount of damage it does do, or infection or something, and that's actually how the game's going to work. Getting shot in the foot over and over and over won't necessarily kill you unless you don't bandage all the, bullet holes, or don't properly treat the infection you might get. There's going to be diseases in the game, temperature, issues, overheating, getting too cold, all these things. Fires will heat you up, of course. And it's just really cool. I think it's good changes. I think the trailer was pretty good. All of you guys that are upset at them for such a long time development, I completely get it. I'm not here to say this trailer changes everything and that I'm, it's going to be the best thing ever that's coming out for Xbox. If you guys are going to ask me in the comment section, yes, it is coming to PS4 as well, eventually. No confirmed date on that, but it is going to come to PS4 as well. Just coming to Xbox for the early access. And not necessarily for PS4. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. What are your thoughts? Again, if you have negative thoughts, I hope you don't show that just through the dislike button. I'd rather you show it through constructive comments in the comment section. I read every single comment, so go ahead and have a nice discussion down there. I'll be taking everything you guys say into consideration, just along with my own thoughts. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like, and I'll catch you in the next stream or video. Thanks for watching.